私に言ってきた人だから顔出した覚えてるよ、誰だろうか。
顔覚えてるかもしれないけど、コンピューターにはそのいろんなディテールなかったじゃない。だからその怯えておどおどする態度もおかしいの。でこれより早い時間コンピューターで探せばいいんだからさ。同じコンピューター見てるんだけど、確か翔一郎のが一つあった。それ3月31日ぐらいだったもん。3月16日とか。
This gentleman, the shaman, that's so called, that's not his formal name.
And he's not.
And he's not a shaman, but what's his real name?
They had Derek.
Anyway, this makes the Capitol Police look terrible. Because they are taking him around the Capitol and they're letting him go wherever he wants to.
Opening doors for him.
There's 8 or 9, as Tucker says, Capitol police officers who could have stopped him or told him to get out or arrested him or something. They're not doing anything. Which, when you hear that, when you watch that with your own eyes, and then you hear testimony of January 6th, and the guy got 41 months of prison time for that, Nate. Right? I mean,
4 years.
Still in.
So, when you see that, and then you hear people say, well, the Capitol Police were letting us in, we're letting people in, then it makes you, it's credence to those who say they went into the Capitol, but they didn't think that they were doing anything wrong necessarily because the Capitol Police were letting them in. You see what I'm saying?
That commission was a sham. The American people were lied to, because a lie can include not including information.
Oh, yeah.
And giving the other side of the story. The commission, the January 6th commission, which was run by Democrats, and they had 2 Republicans handpicked by Nancy Pelosi because those 2 Republicans hated Donald Trump. And all they did was show video that supported their side. If this was a court, if somebody was on trial, and really this commission put Donald Trump on trial, one side in the case presented evidence that was tainted, and it was not stopped. Now we're getting the other side of the story. Now we were just watching the video as Tucker Carlson was describing it here just a few minutes.
They were showing it on Newsmax too.
On Newsmax. The Capitol Police were showing this gentleman around. They were opening doors.
I don't understand that.
His name is Jacob Chansley, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you, Brent.
All right. That is video that you never saw played at that commission.
His lawyers should use that if they haven't already. I wonder, do you know whether his lawyers had access to this? Because if they didn't, that would be illegal. You have to give. So it just makes me question.
I'm not sure whether they've come to trial or not.
No, they've come to trial because he was sentenced to
41
years.
months.
But here's the thing. This video that's being released now to Tucker Carlson is by way of Kevin McCarthy.
Right.
Kevin McCarthy now, as the speaker, has the power to commission the rest of these videos from the Capitol Police. No one had that power before. Well, Nancy Pelosi. Well, Nancy Pelosi did, but she didn't do it.
No. Right, go ahead.
So what we have here is irrefutable video evidence that once he got inside, he was working in cooperation with, is that the right way to say it? He was being led around, he was being shown by the Capitol Police where to go. In that prayer, I mean, it's interesting to me, in that prayer, he thanks God for the Capitol Police. So why was this man convicted of doing anything when he was there because the Capitol Police had to be there?
Is this what happens in an insurrection, folks?
Oh no. Of course, that's the most misused word of the last 2 years, insurrection. You know, when you overplay your hand so obviously, as the Democrats have done here, it just discredits anything else you say about something. Listen, what I'm about to say is my own personal feelings on this. Doesn't necessarily reflect those of Fred Jackson, Ray Pritchard, or Steve Paisley Jordan. I don't think those folks should have been near the Capitol on the day on January 6th. They had a rally at the White House where President Trump spoke, talking about voter fraud and integrity and stuff, so forth. Then President Trump sent them down to the Capitol building.
They had a permit for a gathering at
Yes.
the Capitol.
Which I don't have.
Not in the Capitol, but at the Capitol.
Yeah. So my view is, you don't send an emotionally charged group of people to the Capitol building when you've already had a rally at the White House stating your complaints. See what I'm saying? Because these folks are already worked up emotionally, and people do things they regret when they act on emotion. Still, that being said, still what we're seeing here is that people are being treated very unfairly. Sandy's covered this a lot, Sandy Rios,
あそこ
and they're being overpunished. The January 6th people who got imprisoned.
Yes.
Yeah. So this, I don't know. I'm sure Tucker Carlson's going to come along with some more, but whoever's in charge of the Capitol
車
Police.
使うの
使わない。
じゃあ車洗いに行ったら
and
あの
Nancy
家
Pelosi,
帰ったら
but the Capitol Police need to have to come before Congress and answer for this, because they were
今
derelict
帰ったらすぐ
in
行く
their
んだから
duties.
すぐ帰ってこれるよ
If by letting this gentleman roam the Capitol, if he wasn't supposed to be in there, this wasn't 10, 20, 50, 100 people at the time. It was one guy just walking. The shaman, again, he's not a shaman. His name,
Jacob Chansley.
yeah, he was walking the halls of and went all the way up to the speaker's chair in the
何広い
Senate.
とこに
It's
住んでるか
unbelievable.
らもう LA には帰れないじゃん。
All the Capitol police officers in that picture, I mean, they weren't doing their jobs.
LA はほら
So,
Either that, or they did not see him as a threat. The Capitol.
yeah, but even if they don't see him as a threat, he's not supposed to be there. The Capitol's closed. So you say, sir, there's the door. You have to
でこ
leave
れが
now.
今私がアメリカに来た84年
Or you
1984
have
あ
the
の
right,
あの
quite
時代
frankly, to arrest him on the
くらいなもんな
spot. But
のか
I'm
ね
just
ロサ
saying,
ン
in
ゼル
order to
ス
be
の
nice
頃だ
about
と
it,
も
you
う
just
ちょっと
say,
前。
if you can't stay here, you're not supposed to be in here. Leave now.
もうちょっと前。
And it sounded like to me, just from hearing this gentleman,
70
he
年、
would have
60年、
left
70年
because
代ぐらい。
he wasn't getting into a fight with the cops. You know what I'm saying? Or shouting at
それは
them
どう
or
いうふうに
anything like
わか
that.
るわけ
Didn't, huh? He wasn't antagonizing a physical confrontation with the police. So this video footage just makes the Capitol Police look really bad, in my view. All right, Chris, Steve, next story.
ここだ
All
って
right,
もう20
we
年ぐらい
have
経ってる。
certainly with the pronoun thing, we've crossed the Rubicon. We've jumped the shark.
私が旅行
This
者
is
で
getting
働いてる頃
ridiculous now.
テキサ
I
ス
want to
に
play you
み
a
んな視
video,
察に
some
来た
sound
の
of a
ショッ
gal.
ピン
We
グ
don't
センタ
know
ー
her
とか住
name.
宅とか
She
Don't
doesn't even
have-
identify as a her. She goes by, but we do know her pronouns. Sem,
でその頃
Seer,
に視
or
察に
some
来た
such.
人が
And
街づくりを
she
し
has
てた
an
の。
interesting,
だからお母さんがトー
reason
レン
that
スに
she
まだ住ん
doesn't
でた時に
identify as a
ヒ
she.
ューストンにほら
Listen
トラックでほら
this girl
河原の
is completely
お
serious.
母さんが見つけてきて
Listen
木だ
to
テッド木だ
Listen to Cut 14.
でそれで騙されていってさ1ヶ月間奴隷のように働かされてそれで金からされてプレイハンドでさ帰らされて騙されてその当時だから大体4,5千ドルくらいはさ働いたのをさ騙されて覚えてる
覚えてるけどもう嫌な思い出はさ切りなさい。
Yeah.
悪い日本人もいるってことそれを分かんなかった
それを
I've
私
done
た
that
ち来たばっ
before.
かりだから
You know,
Nothing wrong with
Who
that.
hasn't
だ
done
からあれ
that?
はお父さんから逃げるための手段であったんだ。
関
you
係ない
got a
それ
problem with that, Steve?
それで寿司屋にも行ったじゃない。
No, she talks about her
自分で見つけて
group. It's a DID,
Just
dissociative identity disorder.
一番最初に見つけた
Basically, they have multiple personality disorder, or they claim they have, and it's
私が見つけたんじゃ
just
ない。
that's
お
the way
母さんが言って
How'd
く
you
ださい
like to have that person for your Thanksgiving family member?
I'd eat them.
それタッカチの後ろの
They don't
棒
want
で
to
さ
they don't
殴ら
want
れ
to be
て
at a bird at the wrong time at Thanksgiving.
本当なら数できたねまだお金払われてないから
All right, let's go check out the
チェット
Cowboys
したル
game.
ーフィンカンパニーって出てたよこの前
We have
だから
clearly gone into
なん
some
か
other
訴えること
country.
できるか
Oh
ね
man.
もう時間が
Okay
経ってる
then.
から時効になってる
All right, next door.
Is Joe Biden running again?
Who, Joe or Jill?
Well, is Joe Biden running? Jill
Biden.
seems to think that she has no problem with him running. In fact, we're going to hear from her.
First lady.
First Lady Jill Biden was asked whether or not this is
Newport
on
Beachに家買ってんね
CNN's weekend show, whether or not Joe Biden does his age concern anybody? Are she concerned with his age? Listen to her
こっ
answer.
ち側とこっち側と比べて
Nikki
こっち
Haley,
側
one of
に
the
家のほら
Republican candidates,
Hey,
is
like a
calling
banana,
for
she
mental
got it,
competency
こっちの
tests for
こ
those
っちの
politicians
新しい
over the age of 75. What do you think about that?
Ridiculous.
ああいう鉄のフェンス
Would your
なんか錆
husband
びて
ever
るでしょ
take one of those?
I mean, we haven't even discussed, we would never even discuss something like that.
Listen to what she says about whether he's tool cut 9.
Now, your husband is 80 years old. If he wins a second term, he would be 82 at inauguration. What do you say to those people who say maybe he's too old to be president? Are those fair questions and conversations to be having?
I say, look at what he's done. You know, look at what he's doing. Look at how physically he's got the good bill of health from the doctors to his physicals. But how many 30-year-olds could travel to Poland, get on the train, go 9 more hours, go to Ukraine, meet with President Zelensky? His energy level, his level of passion. So look at the man, look what he's doing, look what he continues to do each and every day, and make your decision. It's up to the American people.
Ray, you're a little bit past 30. You managed it to do some travel like that, didn't you?
Yeah. You know, I thought her was a carefully worded kind of answer. Look at him. Look at his energy. Look at all the things he's done. The tone in her voice changed a little bit there when she was talking about that. Okay, you know what, Steve? I think she's right. We all ought to take a look at Joe Biden. Everybody should take a look at Joe Biden. Consider what he's done, consider what he's doing, and ask yourself, do you want this man to be president for the next 4 years?
I don't care if he can run a marathon. The guy's horrible on his policies. That's the number one reason he shouldn't be in office for a second term. But secondly, really, it's not a matter of whether he can
ドナル
walk
ド・トランプがまたカムバックするじゃんお母さ
from the
ん
White House
すごい
to
ね
Marine One or anything like that. And listen, I don't wish the man anything but good health.
お母さんってお父さんより年上なんだ
You
よ
know what I'm
3歳か
saying?
4歳
But the
ド
guy's
ナルド・トランプは
obviously
3歳か4歳お父さんより年上なの
in a pretty serious way
いや同じ
because
同
it's
じ年か
affecting his
上
ability
なんだ
to think and speak. And that's the reason they hide him
まだ
from
80には
one-on-one
何年かあるんだから
We all see this.
だ
You
か
know,
ら
it doesn't happen every day.
ト
Some
ラン
days
プ
he'd
は
be
2
fine.
期できないだ
But
ろうって言われてる
then
の
you
は
come back with where you can't,
80を超えちゃうから
can't think,
まだ
can't speak,
70 代
can't talk clearly as far as words.
インターネットで調べてみるよ
Shuffles. He's definitely
別に
shuffling,
調べたく
86だよ
ないよ
shuffling
86歳
around.
Two incidents in the last few
Zero
weeks of him
Kahatsuyunana.
falling when he's going upstairs into Air Force One.
Right.
Two in the last
そん
few
な年
weeks.
取って
Right.
ない
So, you know, my view is nobody over 75 should run for president because it's physically and mentally too demanding.
It's a good thing we got Kamala in the wings.
Huh?
It's a good thing we have Kamala Harris waiting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played her
I know.
played one of her greatest hits 30 minutes ago, Steve. And she's got
Yeah.
she's coming on strong. we got a minute. You got a minute, Steve.
All right. Quickly, Jeremy Boring of the Razor fame is now taking on Hershey's. Hershey's has a new commercial out that's talking about Hershey chocolate. They've gone woke. Well, he's got a reply, cut 13.
They're calling that campaign, and I swear I'm not making this up, Hershey. It's humiliating. And it's the reason that I'm watching Jeremy's chocolate. We have two kinds. She, her, and he, him.
Who was that?
Jeremy Boring, and he's actually selling a ton of these things. They're not cheap.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's clever. Yes. And smart. He's gonna make him a lot of money there.
Yep.
So Hershey chocolate's gone woke, huh?
They have. Brother.
Oh man.
They had a transgender guy, a dude, holding the she chocolate.
I got you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to our show today. We appreciate it very much. On behalf of Fred, Steve, Ray, Chris, Brent, and Sandy, we appreciate again you listening to AFR. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Welcome to Breakpoint, a daily look at an ever-changing culture through the lens of unchanging truth. With the Colson Center, I'm John Stonestreet. March the 4th was the anniversary of one of the most significant speeches in American history. On that day, back in 1865, Abraham Lincoln took the oath of office for the second time as president of an only partial United States of America. On that late winter's day, Honest Abe spoke hard truths to his audience, words that continue to speak to us today. Lincoln's faith remains a matter of ongoing debate, but his words were unquestionably drawn from biblical imagery and principle. Though this speech was over twice as many words as the Gettysburg Address, it wasn't very long, clocking in at fewer than 800 words. And despite its Spartan simplicity, it speaks volumes. Here's Lincoln, quote, "Fondly do we hope, fervently do we pray, that this mighty scourge of war may speedily pass away. Yet if God wills that it continue until all the wealth piled by the bondsman's 250 years of unrequited toil shall be sunk."
私がお母さん帰ってくる前にこの信仰の説明したわけ。やっぱり神様がミラクルを与えるっていうのは一歩自分が踏み切らなければ気合を踏み切らなければそのミラクルも与えてくださらない。その神様のそのなんていうのシステムっていうのがあるじゃない。それを簡単に教えたわけ。だから自分が踏み切った時に信仰が希望になってで愛なる神様を働いてくださるっていう風に。だからドクターが悪いって初め言ってたからで今度ドクターが悪いって薬が悪いっていう言い方してたわけ。だからそれは違うって薬のそういった会社がもし間違った薬を与えたとしたら違反でアメリカの違法に取り締まること問題になるしまたもう一つは医者もしドクターパークのことを言ったんだけどそういった判権を持ってそういう言い方するっていうのはそのドクターが悪い薬を飲ませて殺してるって自分の体をねそういう言い方をしてたわけでそれは間違ってるそういうこのアメリカのガバメントが紹介した医者がそういったことをしたら違法で逮捕されるってその医者はで薬の責任でもないし医者の責任でもないって言ったわけでそれでやっぱりこの医者がドクターパークが言う説明でもしお父さんが背中治んないっていうことだったら言わないよでも歩きなさいねそして体を動かしなさいって何百人も見てる人だからさそういったお父さんくらいの年の人を見てるからだからもしそのようにすれば気力もついてきてお父さんの体も回復すると思うわけでもその薬はわからないよ自分で通っているのかまたゴミに入れてるのかでそれでたまになんていうのかな がイライラとしてくるわけ。なぜかというと、なんていうのかな、
なんで
わがままなさ、兄弟息子のようなさ、なんていうのかな、心の根性がないっていうかさ、
多分ね、それはね、翔一郎の忍耐を神様がトレーニングしてるんだと思うよ。私が
それで
なんで先生が新垣先生がなんで返事をしてきたか、メールをしてきたかって言ったら、私はね、うち中がもう今日は教会したか、教会にはちょっともう下痢が止まらなくって行かれませんと、もううち中がうんちまみれで、布団からベッドからバスルームの花瓶にまで下痢が飛んでるんですって。だから今日はそれを掃除しなくちゃいけないし、ね、きれいにしないとうち中に言ってね。でも私は思いますって。これは自分が悪いのでも親が悪いのでもない。これは主がその栄光をその人の上に表すためだ。その言葉が私の頭に浮かんできます。それを思うたびに私は涙が止まりませんって書いたわけ、メールに。主が栄光を、主がお父さんの上に栄光を表すまでためですって。それはお父さんの両親が悪いとか